On October 15th at around 2:30 in the afternoon, we left a restaurant with Valerie's family. We had lunch, and the next several hours of events, starting around 2, maybe 45, were really orchestrated by God. And for a lot of people, we've gotten some emails and things, and some of the comments are, how if God loves us, how can He do such horrible things to us? Because I actually believe God orchestrated the event, caused the accident, and all the connected details. So, but to see the God that we serve is very personal. He is connected relationally. Like if you have a best friend or somebody you say, I know them well. He knows us well, and He wants us to reciprocate in that relationship and know Him well. And so bad things can happen to Christians. Bad things can happen to people. It doesn't promise in the Bible that we'll be trouble-free. But this event has some incredible things. I believe that my understanding of it at this point is that God put Valerie and I through this event so that we could share a story with all of you and others that we didn't have before. A story, a lot of students tell us that we don't believe in the Christian God because we can't see Him, or we can't feel Him, or we can't smell Him. Like you reach out and touch your neighbor, put your hand on their shoulder, you touch them, right? So you can feel, the person's real. Let me ask you a couple questions. Does anybody believe in gravity? Yes. Raise your hand. Why do you believe in gravity?
Because we feel it.
You feel it. You drop something on the ground, or it goes down, right? You go to the top of a building, you jump off, what happens? Flat. You go down. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. It's always going to happen. Do you believe in air? You can't see it. Do you believe in it? Who believes in air? Why?
Stay alive.
You can feel the effects of it. Go like this.
You can't do without it.
You feel the effects of it. Besides, I'm not talking about the fact that it's our survival, but wind blows, you feel it. Clouds are moving through the sky because of the air blowing, you feel it. Sailboats sail because of air, so we see it. So we, as humans, tend to believe in things we can touch, feel, and see, right? Okay, so we can't do any of those with God, right? So we think, people tell me God's real, but how do you know? Well, the story is going to tell you that He's real, because none of the things that I'm going to tell you can happen. And I've told this story in the last 9 days to over 100 people. Not a single one of them has a better explanation of what went on here. Now, Valerie and I got on the freeway down near Temecula. This is the freeway. 4 lanes. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the center divider, and there's the other side over here. We entered the freeway at a street called Winchester, and then as soon as I got on the freeway, I turned the bend, and I noticed all the cars were stopped up front. But they were all stopped on the right side. So I was moving over across the lanes on the motorcycle to get over here. And I got all the way to the 3rd lane, and then boom, we got hit, and we went down. Now, I was blacked out completely until I got into the hospital. I don't remember anything. All I remember is a sensation of flying through the air. I don't feel any pain. I didn't feel any discomfort ever at all through the whole situation. My leg is uncomfortable, just like it would be uncomfortable if you had a tight shoe on. It doesn't hurt. So I'm not in any kind of a pain. I woke up in the hospital a different person. Now, most of you don't know me real well, but you ask my wife and the Millers, Don and Sue, they know me. I share about God when somebody else brings the subject up. I woke up in the hospital. People say, how you feeling? I said, this is the best day of my life. This is a wonderful moment. God is so here. I can feel His presence in everything we do. We're doing right now. And I'm laying on a bed. My foot, according to the doctor, looked like a train wreck, she said. There were bones hanging out of the outside of the foot. It looked like I'd never have a foot. So that's pretty scary to think. I didn't care. I knew God was present and He was a part of everything that happened. Okay, now, the first miracle was the fact that we crashed right here. A drunk driver hit us from behind. He almost lost control of his vehicle. While he was spinning, he hit the back of the motorcycle. We got ejected, phew, we're flying through the air. Now, we were moving anywhere from 50 to 70 miles an hour this way. So we were moving down the road. Now, if you're a scientist at all, you understand physics. Who's taking physics classes? Okay. If you're traveling 50 miles an hour down a roadway and you fall off the moving object, what happens to you?
Is that it?
If you are traveling 50 miles an hour down a straight path and you fall off whatever you're riding, car, motorcycle, bicycle, what happens to you?
So just still keep moving, but that's
right.
You
So
lose
we should have been somewhere in here or somewhere down here. Now, there is an onslaught of vehicles coming in every lane. This is an 80-mile-an-hour freeway. There's a bend here. These cars up here can't see around the bend. So what happens is we're right here. These cars are coming down here. Had we been in the freeway, we would have been killed. God picked us up and moved us to the shoulder of the freeway. Now, let me tell you, a police officer that's investigating that accident, trying to figure that out, he came and he was arguing with me in the hospital. He says, this cannot happen. He says, you should have been down here. You should have been hit by a dozen cars. You shouldn't be alive. You have no injuries except your leg, and the wife with the hip and the hands. This doesn't make any sense. Now, I have since called the tow truck. Everybody know what a tow truck is?
Yeah.
The tow truck driver is the guy who picked up the motorcycle. Well, it took the police 2 hours to find the motorcycle. 2 hours. Now, you have an accident. Where's the vehicle? I finally got a call from a highway worker and said, are you guys looking for a red motorcycle? And they said, yeah. He said, it's a half a mile down the road.
Wow.
And so, miracle number 2. Why was it important that God got the motorcycle off the road? And it didn't hit me the first day. It was like the 4th day I realized, oh my gosh. A motorcycle, typically when it crashes, the handlebars turn and the motorcycle goes into these 25-foot loops. And it's 900 pounds of steel with a full tank of gasoline. It is basically a bomb. And 80-mile-an-hour traffic coming down. So problem number 1 is getting June and Valerie off to the side. God picked us up, moved us. Problem number 2 is getting this 900-pound bomb off the highway before it kills anybody. The motorcycle never fell down. It rode itself, or an angel rode off the freeway. Now keep in mind that every one of these lanes had cars backed up. So if you've ever been in rush hour traffic, it's not much room between the cars. So this motorcycle had to go up here, through here, up here, through here, up here, through here, up here, through here, and end up here. And it ran off the road into the ditch. The only damage on the motorcycle was caused by the tow truck driver because they didn't have 2 people, so they tied a cable on it and drug it up the hill. So they damaged it, but it was not damaged in the accident. Except the saddlebags, which are the luggage containers, they got knocked off. That's miracle number 2.